kind of unexpected here. Or YouTube usually allows me to have time to think and actually share amongst my people besides my YouTube people. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pigskin Mafia podcast. I'm your host, TJ Riddell. And we got a loaded lineup tonight. We got the NFl Wildcard. And also, first of all, keep your prayers or send your prayers out to California right now as they have a large wildfire that's destroying families, houses, and destroying cities, and it's even getting close to the Rose Bowl. And also, it could affect a playoff game for the Minnesota Vikings and Los Angeles Rams. Such an unfortunate circumstance in California right now. And from what I'm hearing, there's just a lot of BS going on in California behind the scenes. Just keep the people of California in your prayers, not the government, not keep the state and the people that actually live there and actually pay rent and taxes over there and have to pay for expensive groceries over there. And also for those that luckily are able to pay home mortgages in California. So keep California in your prayers, especially in the LA area where that wildfire is just destroying people's houses. Like, I wouldn't know what to do if that happened to me. Honestly, like, I put myself in others' shoes when circumstances like this happen. So, just keep... Well, the problem is the police chief, I believe, she cut the funding for the fire department, and I don't know what else to say. Like, I really don't. It's mind-boggling that Governor Newsom and President Biden hadn't really done anything for LA, and LA is one of those big cities out there that everybody wants to gripe at. And Billy, I couldn't agree with you more. So, just keep LA in your prayers. Hopefully something good comes out of this. Hopefully no lives were destroyed, nothing like that. I already have issues with sending money to Ukraine when this happened, when Maui happened. So that's the thing. Like, I don't know the whole detail of the whole ordeal. I don't live there. I can't really say that so-and-so did this or so-and-so did that. I can only just pray for those people over there in LA, in California right now, that honestly are dealing with a horrible regime over there. Starting off with the governor, he's a fucking idiot. Let's just keep that a buck. Newsom is a moron and a jackass. And then also that fire chief that we were just talking about, she's a moron for cutting funding for the fire department. So this couldn't happen. I was watching the Coach JB show this morning, and they were talking about the wildfire. Power went off at his house. And then he got a message saying, this is Governor Newsom. He was just sending a message towards everybody that lived in that vicinity. And he said that there's an automated message from Gavin Newsom saying that everybody in that vicinity will have the power off due to the wildfire, from preventing the wildfire or something like that. Well, here's the problem with that. You already have a fucking fire in the city, Newsom. What's the point of cutting the power off? It's ridiculous that we have to sit here and see people's houses burn, and you're just now going to cut the power off because the wildfire is spread? Gavin Newsom, you are a fucking idiot. You truly are. I hope California is fed up with Gavin Newsom. I hope they find a person, and I hope they find a guy that can change California for the better. Get it back to where it was a beautiful state at one point. I never even got to visit California. So all the Californians in the chat could probably say how beautiful it was at one point. And I even said it to my buddy. Arnold kept it in check, even though he had some things going on, but he still made the streets a little bit cleaner. He made sure that there was preventative action, and it takes a fucking movie star to know this shit, but yet these politicians who have been in office since the dawn of time don't know how to take care of their own fucking people. It is so mind-boggling to me. And now, not only do you see people's houses burning, you're seeing cities burn. Torrance, Pasadena, wow, that's pretty funny. But anyways, you're seeing the Rose Bowl in danger right now. You're seeing a football game that's about to take place Monday for a playoff game for the NFL shift over to Arizona in Glendale. And we're just now finding out about all this shit, that the fire department's cut from funding, that the power goes off after the wildfire gets all over each town, like Torrance, Pasadena, Compton. And I feel so bad for those people. I really do. I really do feel bad for the people that actually live in that state and aren't brainwashed. And what I mean is they don't follow the protocols that the government tells them to. They're not the sheep. They're the real ones out there. And I'm not just talking about liberal. I'm not talking about conservatives. I'm talking about government. Okay? It all ties in together. Be an independent thinker. What's up, Yoda Imrad? Oh, that's Jonathan. That's right. Yeah, Bill. I just wish that every state could have the same mindset as Texas, honestly, and Wyoming and the Dakotas. Oh, you're an Ohio State fan, Billy. You won't like my prediction from the last live stream. Even though I did say it's going to be a great game. I really do think so. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about NFl Wildcard tonight. But first, I kind of want to touch on something real quick. That besides what's going on in the real world with the wildfire and Cali and whatnot. I want to talk about the coaching firings. Like, all of a sudden, well, it's every year, honestly. Let's keep it real. We're seeing a lot of firings go on this year. First year hire fires, by the way. Oh, you're a Bengals fan? No, I agree. I think the Chiefs are scared to play the Bengals. Like that's their kryptonite. Um, however, um, what's up with all these coaching firings? Like first year fires, like Gerard Mayo, uh, fucking Antonio Pierce. I mean, you're seeing all these guys get fired after one season. It almost seems like that they're interim coaches. Okay, they're. Oh, you're from Cincy. Nice, nice, nice. I used to know a buddy from Cincinnati while I was in the Navy. But it it's mind-boggling to me that owners would have first-year head coaches that never coached a game in their entire life, maybe as an assistant, but never really coached a game, right? And after the season, they're like, "All right, fuck you, you're gone." And there's rumors of the Patriots. Oh yeah, no faith in building a true coach anymore. I agree with that. If you can't make the playoffs your first year, you are cut. That's the truth, man. It's coaches and players are like livestock. Realistically, the coaches in the NFL are like livestock right now. You go in through the God. I used to go to this dairy factory or this dairy farm over in Dexter, New Mexico, and where they would milk the cow. That's what they're doing with the players, but the coaches are in the slaughterhouse. If you don't have a good season in your first year, you're done, essentially. And it's happening all around high school, college, and NFL. Um, I I am like really concerned about the NFL. Like, are we just Zach Taylor has one more year to prove himself. I agree with that. And I think he's actually hindering Joe Burrow, if I'm keeping it real with you. I think he's seriously hindering Joe Burrow. Not getting the appropriate guys on defense, not getting the appropriate guys on the offensive line, Billy. Let's be honest. If Joe Burrow had the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line, the Bengals would be fucking unstoppable. I'm not just talking about the entire offense. I'm just talking about the offensive line. The Bengals would be fucking unstoppable. But what's hindering them is not getting those key components that Kansas City has. And I still think Joe Burrow is better than Patrick Mahomes. So, anyway, where was I going with this? So, Antonio Pierce, after being a leader in the locker room, everybody loved him. He gets fired after one season. To me, that was just that's crazy though. Like, it takes a guy that literally carries a team on his back. I still think Saquon should have gotten the MVP if I'm keeping it real with you. I think Saquon should get that MVP. And Joe Burrow right behind him because, good God, he was a one-man army for Cincinnati. But just because he doesn't have a winning record, he doesn't lead the Bengals to the playoffs. You know how it goes. They're going to give it to the best-looking quarterback out there in all assets. It's probably going to be Josh Allen or Lamar. I mean, they're already talking about it. It's either going to be Lamar or Josh Allen. I think it's going to be Josh Allen. But it could be a DEI type of situation where they give it to Lamar again. But you heard it first from me. I don't give a shit. But let's talk about this too. Gerard Mayo was hired by the Patriots last year, or this past season. I had never agreed to that. I thought that was a stupid mistake by Robert Kraft. And now, after he fired him after one season, It's turning into a damn donkey show. And if you don't know what a donkey show is, go look it up. Actually, I take it back. Don't look it up because it's disturbing. So, Robert Kraft is running a Boston donkey show in Foxborough. It's insane. It is truly insane what we are seeing today. And then you got the Raiders organization firing a guy who had the locker room. I'll get to that, Francisco. That'll be later on. Right now I'm talking about head coaching fires. I thought Antonio Pierce got the short end of the stick on that one. I will say that. I thought he was the right fit for Vegas. I just think they had a bad season, a bad luck season riddled with injuries, backup QBs left and right. I just thought he was the right guy to get the Raiders organization back to being, I can't really say the word camaraderie. I think I said that right. But who gives a fuck? I'm a redneck Texan from Central Texas. I don't even have to say words right, but I love it. Anyway, then you got Doug Peterson, a Super Bowl champion coach, gets fired by Jacksonville because Trevor Lawrence continues to underperform. I think he is, to me, under Dak Prescott, he is the most frustrating quarterback to watch outside of Dak Prescott. He is indecisive with his throws. He is inaccurate at times. He doesn't know when to give up the ball. It is insane how a guy that only got to the high school level of football can read a defense better than Trevor Lawrence. Okay? And then we shift on over to, who else? Who got fired that I'm not thinking about? Oh, and speaking of New England, they are interviewing Byron Leftwich and Pep, I can't even remember, Pep Williams, I think. False. They are trying to get Mike Vrabel in, and so is the Jets. I think Vrabel is going to, and Coach JB brought up a good point. I think Mike Vrabel is going to end up shifting over to Vegas because what would you rather do? Would you be a coach with your teammate that you played with, or would you be a coach with a coach that you were coached under? Or go to a team that you're going to replace the coach that you were coached under? I think Vrabel is thinking what everybody else is thinking. Go to Vegas. But I think it's going to end up being John Gruden that's going to take that Raiders job. I honestly think so. Because what other organization is John Gruden going to go to? Everybody in Vegas loves John Gruden. They love Chucky. And then, if Vrabel goes back to New England, it'll show that he's loyal to the Patriots again. And then you got Rex Ryan, who just got done interviewing for the fucking Jets. Maybe he can make a comeback after coaching for so long. Well, never say never in the coaching profession. I know it sounds crazy, Jacob, but never say never. It is weird, it is like the WWE in the sense with coaching. Coaches will, look at Mac Brown, for instance. He retired from Texas, right? Went to being an analyst, I believe, for CBS for a little bit, and then went on to coach for North Carolina. Ended up getting fired. this past season, got replaced by Bill Belichick, who got fired by New England, took a break for a year. That's why I say you never say never to a coach that loves football. John Gruden loves football so much that he probably talks more football than I do. And a lot of people that know me personally love the fact that I am a football fan. Or they hate the fact that I'm a football fan. It doesn't matter. But Shannon Bloss says, Chiefs Kingdom forever. Well, y'all got the first seed, so we'll see what happens. And missed out on Joe Burrow this season, so we'll see how far y'all get. I don't know. And back to Jacob's point though, like, he is working for a good company in Barstool. I actually like him where he's at right now. He's in a good spot. He looks happy where he's at. I love John Gruden. I love his coaching. I love the way he fires up his quarterbacks. Lights their asses up too. And he's just a fucking football guy. You could sit there and drink a beer with him, and he'll tell you all the plays that you need to know. He'll quiz you on the plays that you need to know. Even though you're just a fan, he will quiz you. And make you go on the whiteboard just for the hell of it. That's what I love about guys like John Gruden. I would love to have him on this show at some point. Whenever J-Mo gets back and we get through the Super Bowl and go towards the off season, we're going to try to start bringing people in so that way we can interview them. Not for a job, just to get to know them and kind of talk to them. Kind of like how we did with Boobie Miles and Eric Martin, Coach Eric Martin. Shout out to him. I agree 100%, Jacob Lee. And Vignesh Koalapan says Biden did it. That's funny. But yeah, you know what? This has been one of the hottest live streams that we've had so far. 45 consecutive people watching this shit after we just hit 100 subscribers today. God damn, I'm happy that y'all are even entertained by this. And it's been almost 25 minutes into this show. And we haven't even gotten to my predictions on the NFL Wildcard. We're just sitting here talking about coaches. We're sitting here talking about who could possibly be in. A lot of people were saying Bill Belichick could make a comeback to New England. I don't think so. He's happy where he's at in North Carolina. And people are saying Pete Carroll, I think he's done coaching. A lot of people are saying Ben Johnson from Detroit. A lot of people are saying Brian Flores, but you got to remember Brian Flores is blackballed from Miami because of the whole Tua thing and being a cookie puss about it. But it is what it is. I hope we get to see actual coaches and not khaki wearing fucking skinny jean, spaghetti noodle fucking Mike McDaniels out there. I genuinely want to see actual coaches. And whatever happened to dressing professionally as a coach? Honestly. I don't mind the hoodie wearing. I don't mind wearing tennis shoes out there. But what I have a problem is that you wear tennis shoes with fucking tags on there. And then you got the fucking skinny jeans that fucking, you can see your veins pop out of your fucking shin. And then, I don't know. And then you vape on the sideline. Come on now. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's childish. It's ridiculous. It was cute for one season. Oh, really? So, Steve Spagnuolo getting a second chance at head coaching. I believe he was the head coach for the Rams at one point, if I'm not mistaken, Jacob. I would have to go back. But, honestly, guys, before I get into my wild card prediction, I'm going to keep it real with y'all because I keep it real 100% on my predictions and on who I think is going to win, and also on the show, period. I keep it real. My thoughts are my thoughts. I don't have any fucking scripts that tell me what I need to say. I don't have a teleprompter like Mina Kimes or Skip Bayless or Joey Taylor. Oh, sorry. I didn't say nothing appropriate, but I did say Joy Taylor and Skip Bayless. But that's another conversation for another day, and I need JMO for that topic, which will be a separate show where we'll have. And I love this stuff. What do you want to call this segment, by the way, for those interacting, which we have an enormous crowd right now in the chat. What do y'all want to call this? TJ's Talk Box, where I'm just on here talking to you guys about football? Because I feel like that's what it should be called. But if you got something else in mind, let me know throughout the podcast. But the one thing I do have, though, is predictions. And I had to flash them real quick because I don't want y'all cheating. I do have predictions, and I got to have the time. I got to have the day. I got to have the date. I got to have... What's up, JB Productions? What's up? I got to have the spread. I got to have what channel they're going to be on. For those that don't pay attention to ESPN or just anything at all. And just say, what game is the... Or what time's the game going to be on? Or what channel is the game going to be on? That reminds me a lot of my dad. Shout out to my dad. Oh, and shout out to the 100 subscribers who have watched and supported this show since day motherfucking one. Even when the other show was on. And then we had to remodel this show. And then they followed through with this show. And building more and more and more and more. Holy shit, you're subbed on 4 different accounts, JP? Good God. I don't want y'all making fake emails on here, but I do appreciate it. And so does JMO, and so does K-Dub, which, for those that don't know who K-Dub is, he was part of the early iteration of the PMP, along with my boy Jacqueline, Nate, and that's all who joined. And then thanks, JB. I appreciate it, man. Really? That's interesting that you say that, because my favorite podcast is the Coach JB show with Big Smitty, because they have a 3-hour show, and I am a very bored person when I'm not podcasting. So I podcast them, or I watch their podcast, and I jump on their show every so often that I can. And I honestly listen to them when I'm not, when I'm at work, or when I'm off work, when I'm not working nights. Oh, Jesus. That username. Thank you for the lightning bolts, though. Big M. I can't say your name. Wow. I'm going to say Big Mo-Ann. Big Mo-Ann. All right, man. Enjoy your Sooners, man. But, yeah, Big Moan. You're a funny guy. Bill, what are you doing? Alright, I guess you could join. So, this is my dog, Billy. She's a big part of the Pigskin Mafia podcast as well. She's the mascot. And she missed her daddy today. So, yeah. It's okay. Now go over there. Go over there. I'm running the show. Hey, go over there. Oh, Bill. What's up, awesome Alvin? Exactly. Yeah, she is the PMP mascot, and I don't know what she's doing and why she's doing it, but she's here, and she's not going away. So, on with the show. Yeah, I don't stay in LA, but I am keeping my prayers out for Los Angeles out there with the wildfire going on over there. Pray for those people, man. Regardless on what you think about the state, the politics over there, or whatever, just pray for those people because they need it more than I do, or you do, or anybody. Like they are losing homes, they're losing cities. Could lose the Rose Bowl, could lose the Rams and Vikings game. Interesting. Well, you're on a football podcast, so. Oh, I got you. You live in the San Diego area, or I don't know, South Cal or SoCal like that. Do you live in Fresno? That's one. Sweet. Well, you're in for a hell of a night. So the last 30 minutes of the show. Oh, San Bernardino. Gotcha. You're a Baylor fan? Awesome Alvin? Really? Awesome Alvin is a Baylor Bears fan. You're from Waco. Or you're from that area, right? Tell me you're from the 254. Bears up. It's Sick'em Bears, but I get what you're trying to say. Bill, what do you want? Look. All right, give me a second, folks. Oh, you went to Baylor. So, who'd you graduate with as far as football? Like Paul Mosley? Who'd you graduate with? Let me know right now before I put my dog in a blankie. Everywhere in the Midwest just got a huge blizzard. Can't wait until school is over to move to Dallas and harass You know what, Jacob? Oh, you graduated with RG3. Interesting. Coppers Cove native right there, by the way. And yes, I said it right for those that don't know where that is. That's near Killeen. So, Jacob, I'm a Cowboys fan. I already harass those, we're going to the Super Bowl idiots all the time, so you don't need to harass me. I keep it funky. I think we're one of the shittiest fucking organizations in the NFL right now. Bill, go lay down. Okay? Go over there. No, go over there. What's up, unsung editors? Bill, why are you acting up right now? Hey, go over there. Alright, give me a sec, folks. She's acting up. Go over there. Hey, no. Lay down. Lay down. Hey, lay down. There you go. No, you lay down. Missy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, just trying to calm my dog down on one of the biggest nights on our podcast. Apparently had 50 viewers on here at one point, or multiple points on the show, but hell yeah. we're about to get into it. NFL Wildcard, and we just found out Awesome Alvin is a Baylor Bears fan. I had a video or a clip of the live stream that me and JMO were on where Colorado, someone's going to reach 20K. Holy shit, that would be insane. So that's insane. I had a viral, or not a real viral moment, but I had a moment where I had a major rant about Colorado storming the field against Baylor. And for most Baylor Bears fans, they don't remember their history. And maybe some alumni, with all due respect. And you can check it out on the P&P whenever you get a chance later tonight. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about the NFL Wildcard. Starting Saturday games, which we're going to talk about the AFC side of things, which it rolls in perfectly because I wanted to talk about the AFC first. And Big Moan is already knows what I'm about to talk about. The first game we're going to talk about, the Chargers traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. 15:30 CBS, lay down. January 11th. The Chargers are 3-point favorites in this matchup. You know, as much as I want to say that I like Jim Harbaugh's team and how, hang on, let me fix this camera real quick. There we go. All right. As much as I want to say that Jim Harbaugh's a rebuilding master, he really is. But however, there's some injuries that got me concerned for the Chargers, and I know the Texans haven't been playing their best, but they always find a way to win games. James, you're a Steelers fan. Shut up. The Texans always find a way to win stupid games. I feel like this is one of those stupid games that the Texans will win. I actually got them winning 21-18. I genuinely think C.J. Stroud's going to go off, and I think that the defense for the Texans are going to wake up. Derek Stingley's going to have a heck of a game. It'll be a very interesting game for sure for the NFL side of things. At 7 p.m., I will never do a shave tutorial there, James. Terrell Pryor 2 says the Texans. Yep, and I got the Texans winning, Terrell. 21-18. I think C.J. Stroud has a heck of a game against the Chargers defense. But that O-line for the Chargers is top notch. I will give them that. Ooh, that's a good freaking question. That really is a good question. That's a tough question, if I'm being honest. Like, Chargers, they're better physical wise. Texans, I think they're better defensively, slightly better. Honestly, it's hard to say. Like, it really is, in my opinion, Big Moan. I'm going to keep calling you that. That's just funny. Big Moan. But I don't know. I don't know which one would be. All right, James, you're gonna sit in timeout, bud. We are not a politics show, buddy. Oops. We are putting you in timeout for 24 hours. James Hoffman prods. Nobody talks about politics on here unless it's me and I bring up the topic. Yeah, I mean, I think the Chargers are the better option. But as far as head-to-head matchup between the Texans and Chargers in Houston, I give the edge slightly to the Houston Texans. But 21-18, that's my final score. Stop it. You're acting up. You're not getting a treat. No. She just looked at me like, oh, fucker. But next game we're going to talk about AFC North matchup. The third time these two teams have faced each other this season. Yeah, I agree with that, JB. Got the Steelers who are really starting to dwindle down, and then you got the Ravens who are really hitting their stride over the last couple weeks. It'll be on Prime Saturday at 7 o'clock Central Time. Baltimore is a almost 10-point favorite, 9.5. Let me just give it this way. The Ravens are hitting on all cylinders. Lamar's hitting his stride as of late. I think that they are really they've really improved over the last month or two, you know. They had some stupid losses, but they have really changed their game, and it's scary to watch. But what's up, J-Mo? What's up? Good to see J-Mo in the chat. That is our producer / editor. And yes, J-Mo, I am going through my predictions. Someone forgot to give you their predictions. No, I'm just kidding. I forgot to mention it to him earlier, and it was a last-minute thing. But I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens in this game. Look, J-Mo said it all year. I kind of denied it because Russell Wilson slightly improved the offense in some way. But in the last couple of games that I've watched Russell Wilson, he has looked horrific and old. No, you're good, J-Mo. You're good. But I am talking about your Steelers right now, as you could tell. And Russell Weirdo, who has really slumped over the last couple games. I think J-Mo really summed out Russell Wilson very well. They are the death, or he is the death of the Steelers this season, and possibly could be the quarterback that gets Mike Tomlin out the door, unfortunately, which I think is a very incredible coach. I love me some Mike Tomlin, and he has some really good sound bites, by the way, and good meme pictures. But anyway, I think the Ravens just dominate. Yeah, I agree. I just think the Ravens dominate this game in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and then they put their seconds out there and give the Steelers some, what do you call it, J-Mo? Pity points or something like that? I don't know. Give me the Ravens 38-17. I think the Ravens have hit on all cylinders as of late in the last last 5 games, in my opinion. They've looked really sharp. Yeah, mercy points. Yeah, you're right. I genuinely like this style of Ravens offense that John Harbaugh is running. So I'm going to go with the AFC North champions on this one. They are looking really dominant as of late and could be the threat to the Chiefs. But this next game right here, it'll be played on Sunday. You got the Broncos, who are 10-7, with a rookie quarterback, Bo Nix, who's really shined this season, taking on possibly one of the best, and possibly the best team in the playoff right now, which is the Buffalo Bills at 13-4. And I think Amari Cooper going in to help out Josh Allen really made things a step up for Buffalo. They've looked good all season. This game will be played noon on Paramount Plus and CBS. Buffalo's favored 8.5 in this matchup against Denver. I'm going to just cut it short on this one. I think the Bills just fucking annihilate the Broncos. 35-7. I don't know what Billy's doing right now. She's fucking being weird. Hey, lay down. Lay down. Lay down. But I genuinely think that the Bills are possibly an AFC Championship route or possibly Super Bowl route. Is this the year that the Bills or the Ravens could win the Super Bowl? That is the question. I don't want to do a spirit reading there, awesome Alvin, especially with a Baylor Bear alum. We don't. That's sorry, hook 'em. But oh man, I love this crowd. What a great crowd we have tonight. But now we're going to get into the NFC portion where you got the Packers traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Packers are 11-6. Eagles are 14-3. Game will be played 15:30, which is for you non-military people or people that work in the oil field that don't work in the oil field or whatever requires military time. That is 3:30. Fox on Sunday the 12th, and Philadelphia is a 4.5 favorite. Big Mo N gets it. Look, I'm not sold on Philadelphia. I'm really not. I think Jalen Hurts is a crutch to this team. I think Nick Sirianni is one of those coaches that just allows everything to happen. Whereas on the flip side, the Packers are good, but they are just missing tools. Now, the first game that they played, the Eagles won in Rio de Janeiro, which I don't know why in the first place that's a good idea to go over there and possibly have one of your players get unalived because they're wearing the wrong fucking colors. So stupid to send NFL players over there. It's unsafe is what it is. Keep football in America. If you want to do international travel, go to Canada. Go to England. Go to the places that won't get them fucking killed. Or unalived. Sorry, I had to go there. But I think that the Packers are playing really good football. They compete hard. I don't think the Eagles win this game. I really don't. I got the Packers winning 24 or 27-24. I just don't think that the Eagles are as good as advertised or what their record indicates. I think they get lucky in some games. I really do. And they have, I'll be honest, they haven't been looking good over the last couple games. Yeah, it'll be a close game, JMO. It really will. But I got the Packers winning 27-24 in that matchup. And I do think that leads up to them facing. Yeah, it's about the same skill level, but different type of offenses where you got kind of a balanced run quarterback against a pure pocket passer in Jordan Love, who is kind of like a poor man's Aaron Rodgers. But that game will be interesting. At 1900, 7 o'clock for you non-military folks. Civilians. I'm just trying to find ways to fuck up the word. Civilians. You got the 12-5 Commanders, who have looked sharp over the last couple weeks with a rookie quarterback in Jaden Daniels, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Mike Evans, who has another 1,000-yard year, ties Jerry Rice in the most consecutive 1,000-yard seasons in the NFL. I think he breaks it next season. Mike Evans does not get enough credit. He really doesn't. And Baker Mayfield has a lot to do with that. I'll be honest with you. But I genuinely think that with any quarterback, even myself, probably one of the worst passers you'll ever see, honestly. I throw one of the worst passes in history as far as a football player standpoint. I bet you he gets 1,000 yards off of my passes. And they don't go fucking 40 yards or 30 yards. I genuinely think he's the best overall receiver. Because how can you get 11 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons? That is unreal. Unless your name's Jerry Rice, which they're now tied for that. Think about that. You tie with the greatest of all time in consecutive 1,000 yards, but yet you aren't the best in your league because ESPN likes to spin things. And all these other analysts that don't really think about Mike Evans, because who does he play for? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, unfortunately. They don't play he don't play for the Minnesota Vikings. He don't play for the Dallas Cowboys. He don't play for the San Francisco 49ers, the Cincinnati Bengals. And that's sad because Tampa Bay has had a lot of good players that don't get enough recognition. Mike Allstott, Rondé Barber, Sean King. He'd be unstoppable, especially with Justin Jefferson over there. And it would help Sam Darnold out a lot. But back to this. They'll be playing on NBC, Peacock, Sunday night, 7 o'clock. Tampa Bay is favored 3 points against the Commanders. All right. This is where I get a little pissed off at ESPN when they're doing their spreads. Do they not pay attention to what's going on the field? Because I see Washington as the team to beat right now in this entire wild card. They're the team that nobody wants to play right now. But yet Tampa Bay's barely beating Carolina, if I'm being quite honest. Or New Orleans, I'm sorry. Barely beating New Orleans. And they're fucking 3-point favorites? Nah. Do I think they'll give Washington a challenge? Absolutely. I think that the Bucks have a tough mentality on their team. A veteran bunch. Nice. I love that. On Sug Editor, shout out to you, man. I think it's gonna be a slugfest. It really is. I got the Commanders winning 24-19. I think Jaden Daniels has a good game. What you expect out of a rookie quarterback in a playoff game, pretty much. But I don't think the Buccaneers have the roster to beat Washington. I think Washington has done a good job rebuilding that roster into what it is today and set up for a Jaden Daniels to come along. And hard work pays off for that Washington Commanders organization. I've been paying attention to this organization for the last 3 years. Okay? Even though I hate their fucking guts because they are the Redskins. Let's keep it real. And there's a rich history behind the Cowboys and Redskins rivalry. If you paid attention to the offseason of what Washington's been doing over the last 3 years, you'd sit there and go, yeah, that's going to be a damn good team. And then to be able to draft Jaden Daniels in that equation. J-Mo, what did I say about the Commanders? That they were going to be a sneaky good team, I believe. If you're still in this chat, J-Mo. Do you remember me saying that they would be a sneaky good team during the preseason? Or during the, yes, I said they were going to be a sleeper team. Yeah. That's exactly what I said. And where are they at right now? They're in the fucking wild card, 12-5, beating good teams. They just beat the Eagles a couple weeks ago. And yet they are underdogs. Give me the Commanders, 24-19. I still think it's going to be a good game. But I got the Commanders winning. And they will control the pace of the game. Now, Monday Night Football. This is a game where we don't know where it's going to be because of the wildfire going on in California. Shout out to California. Shout out to Los Angeles as they're going through a horrific wildfire. I hope that it's still going to be played in Los Angeles, but we don't know for sure yet. On Monday, I'll probably be watching the game here if I don't get called out at work. Don't call me out, work. If you're watching, don't fucking call me out. I'll probably be watching the game here as I'll probably talk more about the national championship scene, which we won't find out until after Friday night. But pray for the people in California right now as they're going through a horrific wildfire right now. And Governor Newsom and the LA Fire Department chief has not done shit about it, from what I understand. So, yeah. J-Mo says his heart goes out to, or his heart's with LA right now. Couple of our, I think a couple of our friends are over there and they had to evacuate. Yeah, It's a crazy scene, dude. It looks post-apocalyptic, but I hope that it goes away by Monday, and you'll see this game possibly in SoFi Stadium. If not, it'll be played in Glendale, Arizona. The Minnesota Vikings taking on the Los Angeles Rams. ESPN, ABC. Yo, JMO, we got a fan here. Yeah. JB Productions. JMO is in the chat. But yeah, at 1900 Monday night, the Vikings are favored by 1 point. All right, so let me just say this right now. Y'all are going to be shocked with this prediction. Here's why. As much as I like what's going on in Minnesota right now with Sam Darnold and the way their offense has been very productive and reactive and just absolutely playing really well, I saw something in that Lions game that really got me scared about Sam Darnold. He looked panicky. And you're about to face the Rams, dude. Playing against the Rams, scared, you can't. Well, we won't do moderators, JB, unfortunately. Yeah, I picked the Commanders to win, JB. Big Mo in. I'm not so sure if Sam Darnold can withstand the pass rush from the Rams. I know there's no Aaron Donald there anymore. But the Rams offense is clicking at the right time. And they are just like the Commanders right now. They are clicking at the right time. Y'all are going to be shocked with my prediction. I think the Rams are going to go into the Super Bowl. I think that. It may backfire on me Monday night if they play Monday night. It might be extended to Tuesday. Who knows? But I got the Rams winning this game 24-20. I just don't know if Sam Darnold can withstand a Rams defense right now. It's going to be very interesting how he bounces back from that Lions game. Which the Lions are bringing back their defense right now. So it's going to be very interesting to see. And that concludes our predictions. But let's talk about the 1 seeds right now. You got Kansas City for the AFC and Detroit on the NFC. One side, you got a team that was doubted this season. Really got away with a lot of games. Let's keep it real. They haven't looked the best this season, but they find ways to win. And then on the flip side, you got the Detroit Lions, who have really built a foundation on this culture that Dan Campbell has made. And everybody's loving this Detroit Lions team. I love Detroit. I really do. I hope I want them to win the Super Bowl at some point. I just don't think they will. I think that there's still some flaws, and they're minor, but when it comes time to a big game against the Chiefs or the Rams, I just don't think they have the it factor. And it takes a lot to have the it factor. Right now, I'm looking at the Rams. They look like they have the it factor. Commanders, I'm not so sure if they have the it factor, but they're pretty damn close. Ravens, they have the it factor. Chiefs, it factor. Bills, it factor. It all... Yeah. And I want Detroit fans to come in here and say, you're a fucking hater, this, that, but I want that to happen so that way they can win the Super Bowl and they can rub it in my face. It'll be the first time in my life that I'll be glad that someone rubbed it in my face and say, we won the Super Bowl. It would be an incredible story for Dan Campbell. Oh, you're a big Chargers fan. That's why. Oh, my God. Just imagine. And you know what's crazy, J-Mo? He's from the Central Texas area. He's from a town called Clifton. The Clifton Cubs. A lot of people don't know that. My daddy played against him, I bet, at some point in their lives. And you can make fun of his voice all you want, like yeah, man, we like to bite kneecaps off and fucking just annihilate the fucking Vikings because they fucking suck. Like, you can make fun of his voice all you want. But the dude fucking loves this game. And this is what we need more out of the NFL. We need more Dan Campbells, less Mike McDaniels. Okay? Dan Campbell gets it. That's why the Lions are there. That's why you see fucking Miami sitting there with shitbird Tyreek Hill tweeting out, I'm out, or whatever he said. And then you got the Lions who actually play for Dan Campbell. And they had this past week to sit out for the Vikings game. They said, fuck that. We want to beat the shit out of the Vikings, and they won 31-9. That is fucking nuts and guts, and I fucking love that shit. I love to watch the Lions play football. They have a lot of fucking heart and guts. But do I think they will win it all this year? No. Because they just don't have the it factor. Jared Goff does not have the it factor. You know who does? Matthew Stafford. And it goes full circle. Matthew Stafford has the it factor. Wow. What a show, guys. Again, we just hit 100 subscribers today, which was a milestone for us here on the Pigskin Mafia podcast. Long time coming, 4 years of this shit, and we finally hit 100. We're going to try to hit 500 by this year. J-Mo says, woo! Like Ric Flair. 500 up next, and possibly 1,500 by the end of the year. That's our ultimate goal, is 1,500 by the end of December. But it's attainable, but can we get there is the question. That's for you guys to decide. Share this to your friends. Share this to your family. Share this to your brothers, to your sister, to your mangy mutt who loves to just spoil your podcast. Your mascot, I mean. She said hello. But, yeah, I know, you're cold. I'm cold too. I'll turn on the heater here in a minute, okay? You're my sweet girl. Thanks, Big Moanne. I appreciate that. I know, she's the biggest guest star of all time here. Yeah, J-Mo, from now on, call him Big Moanne. Okay? It's even funnier like that. But yeah, guys, share it to your family members, share it to your co-workers, share it to your loved ones. Share it to your bitter enemy and say, you fucking suck. And then say, this handsome son of a bitch with the most beautiful dog is better than you. That's a good way to get at somebody. Let's just be real about that. But so that concludes the show, guys. I appreciate the viewership tonight. We had a hell of a viewership. We got up to 50 people watching for a long time. We had a really good start into the viewership tonight. I know it's a little bit later than usual, but we're good. God damn, Bill. We're gonna try to do better about timing, and interact with our schedules a little better. But tune in next week or possibly Friday, post Cotton Bowl, and you might hear my thoughts on the Texas and Ohio State game. Which, if you haven't watched that predictions, go watch that predictions now. You should be jumping off of there now and go watch the predictions. I'm just kidding. But, JMO says after next week, in 2 weeks, we get back to big time graphics, not the talk boxes, which we will still have the talk boxes at some, or during the season and after the season and whatnot. And JMO will be back on the 16th. It will be a hell of a show. It will be a welcome back to the show, JMO, where we talk about nothing but the national championship game, where we talk about the college football season and how great the college football season has been, because it has been wild. It has been wild. But tune in next week or this Friday, post show or post Cotton Bowl show. I could be at a bar. I could be here. I could be anywhere. Who knows? Who knows where the hell I'll be? I'll probably be drinking my sorrows or drinking in a celebratory fashion. Yeah. But it's been a great show, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. Tune in Friday as me and Billy are fighting each other right now, but not really. YouTube, we're doing our ritual thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But tune in Friday, guys. Post Cotton Bowl show, so I can have my in-depth analysis on both the winners of the Cotton Bowl and the Orange Bowl, which that game will be Thursday. Goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang! Toodaloo, motherfuckers!